I hate Terry Richardson. No, I really do hate him. And for those of you who don't know who Terry Richardson is, he is the hot stuff photographer in New York right now that does semi-pornographic, sadistic, demeaning photographs of women, my opinion. He also is famous for drinking tampon tea, which I believe is an acquired taste. So you may know Terry Richardson because he also did a campaign for Chanel. And that is pictures of semi-nude young women who are being strangled by Chanel bags. Or the super empowering video for Miley Cyrus, where she is both, I think, getting sexual gratification and holding on for her dear life with a wrecking ball between her legs. But the one that actually offends me the most is on the outside of my gym. It is 2 stories high, and it is a beautiful young woman in a very low-cut dress, very short, and she's on top of a pool table. And it's actually less vulgar for me to show you the position that she's in than to describe it. She is surrounded by her friends, leering and laughing with pool cues in their arms. This picture is so wrong on so many levels. 1, it is not a regulation pool move. 2, I spent years telling my kids to get off the goddamn pool table. And 3, it is so profoundly demeaning to women. And I have this fantasy that they sat around in New York and said, let's put a guy there. Ooh, too homoerotic. Let's put someone of color there. That's offensive. How about a young white woman? We're in. We raised our children, 4 children, my husband and I. We raised them to be brave. And we told them, speak truth to power. Don't be a bystander. Speak up for people that have less voice. Unfortunately, my daughter took this to heart, and she is brave, very brave. And I am proud of her, but I am also always terrified for her. Most recently, she waged a campaign in her elite college, making them actually comply with Title IX regulations that should protect young women from rape and violence on campus. The dirty little secret is that 1 in 4 young women are hurt in our colleges every year. I am not brave. I am not brave, and I often would say to Lily, when I said you should be brave, I didn't mean actually you. I meant someone very similar to you, but not you. But what I learned from Lily was that people that are brave are compelled to be brave. They don't actually choose it. I am not brave. I'm opinionated, and I'm dogmatic. And am I the only one in this room that really deeply cares about what other people think of me? Maybe not. But there was this poster, and every time I saw it, I was hurt. So I decided I was going to take that poster down. I went to the manager of the club and explained to him my position, and he understood entirely. And he said, what I can do for you immediately is terminate your membership. Well, I actually like my belly-busting abs class. I didn't see that coming at all. Then he said, perhaps, or I said back to him, I really need to talk to someone who's much more powerful, smarter, and more sensitive to you. None of which I said. I said, I'd like to talk to the CEO and the head of marketing in your organization. And he smiled at me, he said, with pleasure, they're both women. I didn't see that coming. I talked to the head of promotions, and she was wonderful. She listened and was sympathetic, and she said, you know, I'm taking notes on this. She said, but unfortunately we cannot. We have a 2-year contract with Terry Richardson, and so we won't be able to sort of wrap it up that quickly. And we actually did anticipate that we were being edgy. And we thought some of the suburban neighborhoods wouldn't really get edgy. I was actually, I got that part. I actually thought that made some sense to me. We didn't know edgy. Okay, all right. So I realized I had to up my game a little bit. So there was a petition. We did an online petition, which was picked up by the Bethesda Gazette. I know a lot of you have read that article. And I kept on going to the club, and month after month after month, nothing was in fact happening. So I decided that this was going to have to be a little more personal, a little more political, a little bit more getting the man, the woman in her pocketbook. And so I decided to do my own petition where I would go into the women's locker room and have other women sign this. And so I was putting it off, frankly, for a while, but because this seemed a little bit more close. And what I found out was that when I finally went down, one woman said, I don't know why you're doing this. It doesn't offend me. I got to go to yoga. And finally, one woman said, why are you doing this? And I thought, why am I doing this? And before I could answer, she said, because you're an asshole. I went to my car, and I cried. I cried. I'm 60 years old. We don't cry that much, and we're done. It takes too much effort. I cried. I was so ashamed. I felt so humiliated. And I realized I don't have the courage or the character to do this work. I didn't go back to the club for several weeks. And then I finally went back, and the manager said, you must be feeling pretty good about yourself. And I said, why? He said, because you and their little cadre, Terry Richardson's been fired, and the poster's coming down Friday. And I was like, thousands? He said, thousands and thousands and thousands of you crazies. And I was like, really? He said, but I think you're going to really enjoy the new campaign. And I was like, oh, shit. The new campaign, he said, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag and tell you what it is, but you can't tell anyone. I said, don't worry about me. And he said, it's called Equinox Made Me Do It. And I'm thinking, okay, that sounds okay, that sounds okay. He said, but wait till you see the image with it, with a smile on his face. The poster's up. It is a beautiful young woman with a very sexy red dress, and she's in a one of those boats that are safety dinghies, and she is rowing across an open ocean, and it says, Equinox made me do it. I have no idea what this means. I have absolutely no idea what that means. But what I do know is that Terry Richardson made me do it. And I still hate him.